Thanks. Appreciate you making it out. I know it's the NFL draft today. I know our sports crews are kind of stretched thin, but I appreciate everybody making it today. And sometimes we just don't get to pick the timing on these things. But I do want to say a few things first about our head coach, Bill Kernen, before he makes his way up here to make the announcement. I've known Coach Kernen since 2007 when he was hired on to take this job and build a field where there was nothing but weeds, and create a program where there was no team, and create a team where there weren't any players. But we had many discussions about this over the first few years. Where would it go, and what it could be, and he made all those come true. It does a great job in that short period of time as well. And in the years since, we've had many more conversations, but a lot of miles under bus tires and airplane wings, and traveling around the country and playing the game of baseball. And that definitely, it's not lost on me that we're the lucky ones, and I'm sure it's not lost on him as well. So without a doubt, probably the most brilliant baseball mind I ever had the chance to come across, and we've definitely developed a relationship as co-workers and colleagues, and definitely proud to say in the baseball community as friends. So I want to bring up right now our head coach, Bill Kernen.
Well, thank you for being here. I didn't think there'd be this many people here. I'm not much of a podium guy, as you probably know from other times I've spoken, but I guess I'm going to have to do that this time. 7 years ago, I came here with a challenge of a lifetime to take a leadership role in building a Division I baseball program at CSU Bakersfield when there hadn't even been baseball. At the Division II level and or any other level, we didn't have a facility, we didn't have a ball, we didn't have a bat, we had nothing, we had scratch. And that was the attraction for me, was to see if that could be done, and if so, how long would it take? And I don't just mean to have a team, I mean to have a team that was on the national stage and able to accomplish some things for the lives of the young men that are in the program, which meant the establishment of a culture, which I feel proud that we have been able to do, I think. Regardless of wins and losses, I think we do have a culture established here that will live on. So we went from there and had some people in the community step up and give us a boost with a facility, backed prominently and completely and just vitally by Dr. Mitchell. Nothing would have happened without his power behind it, regardless of Tom or Dr. Fritch and Judy or any of those people. And I think we were able to get into a position where we've done some things on the national stage in college baseball. We've had a dozen or so guys sign professional contracts. And even if they didn't play baseball, we have other guys that have gone on in their lives, I think, as student athletes with their degrees and in other areas of endeavor. And they stay in touch with us, and you see them out here at Hartfield still on the side of the dugout sometimes when they come back, and we're very proud of that. I'm sure you've anticipated by now that there's a huge but at the end of this introduction. And there is. And that is that today I'm announcing my retirement as the head coach at CSUB, effective July 1st. It's not for a negative reason, it's not for a bad reason, it's for a happy reason. Sometimes you are supposed to have mixed feelings about these things, and I always wondered if I would, and I do. There's a sadness involved when you put this much into something and then you're going to be separated from it. It has a very tough element to it. Most particularly the guys you see standing along the walls around you here. You get to be a family, and they're your sons, and it's tough from that standpoint. But on the other side, I'm very excited about some of the things that I'm going to do to get on with my life. I'm going to go back to New York. I'm going to go back as a director and writer in theater and film again. Which a lot of people find bizarre, and why would you do that if you love baseball? And I don't have an explanation, except that I love it, and I've got a little bit of breath left and a little bit of energy left, and I need to use that if I'm going to do something, because I never wanted to die on a baseball field with a lineup card in my hand. and I love that city, and that's where I want to live. And that's not a slam on Bakersfield by any means, because I loved it here. This place was probably 1,000 times better than I thought it was going to be with regard to the people and the environment and the university community and everything else. So I won't ramble on too long, but I do need to acknowledge some people. Let's start with right at the top with Dr. Mitchell. You people you have no idea how this usually works. When you go to a university and you're coaching, I don't even know who they are. I don't even know who the president is, let alone meet them, let alone have them care, let alone have them come to games and show up. And it's been a really, really special thing for me. And the support behind it that you were able to give from the position of power was great, but really the personal part was even more important to me. Same with Dr. Wallace. Is the time that he's come in, we've had some discussions, and he's more than supportive of what we're doing. He understands it, and he's a strong force from the vice president level for athletics and for baseball in particular. Let me tell you about these gentlemen. This is all you're going to need to know about them. 2 years ago, we lost 8 games in a row. And we had been swept by the University of Washington and came home with our 8th loss in a row. And the next game we played Air Force at home. And won. We won that game to snap that streak. We had our team meeting in right field like we always do. And it was a fairly lengthy one, as many of them are. And then when we broke to come back, I'm walking toward the dugout, and there's Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Wallace standing by the dugout. They waited not just till after the game, but even through the team meeting, and waited because they wanted to come up and say, congratulations on the win, we're behind you, we know it's been tough, but we know you're going to be fine, and you have our support, and we love what you're doing, all the different things. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, particularly to a college baseball coach with the administrators at the top of a university structure. So I really appreciate that. It's a special thing, and if you don't understand that or appreciate it, you really need to, because if you go somewhere else, you're going to find out it isn't working like that. So that was a special moment, and it was one of the reasons that we were who we were, because we knew we had other people behind us. Is Rudy here? No. Rudy, I want to thank publicly for giving me the opportunity. Along with Dr. Mitchell at the beginning, he hired me and showed the confidence that I'd be able to come in here and do this. And the first choice you make as a coach to build a program is obviously a huge one. So I'm hoping that we both feel mutually positive about that. Jeff Konya, I need to make some comments because he came into the middle of this situation and jumped into the support of it, and in fact probably increased it in terms of where we went on the pecking order in the hierarchy of the department. And his style, if you don't know, if you haven't worked for him, he makes you the CEO of your program and then really means it and leaves you. I mean, he's not intrusive. He's not looking over your shoulder every minute. He's not micromanaging. You better get it done, but it's a great style, at least for me, as a coach, to be able to just be left alone to get my job done and expect it to be done. And so that's been very much appreciated. Jeff. And I know he's going to care about the program as it goes forward, because I think these guys get it, that I know football is more important. I know basketball is more important because they make money. But there are ways to get yourself recognized nationally for the university and for the community as a whole with a high quality Division I baseball program. It's been proven many times. And there's only 2 ways to get national recognition as a city, and that's to have a major league team or a Division I athletic program. That's the only 2 ways, unless you get a tornado go through it or something. And so that these guys get that, and they're making that happen, and it's not easy. It's very difficult under the circumstances that we operate. Support people. Everybody here has more than 2 or 3 jobs, and I want to thank them publicly for all the help from I see Matt here. I see Marcus and Joe here. I don't know if Debbie's here. And is Keith Ford here? If he's not, I appreciate everything that he's done. Karen Langston, I see she's been with us since day one, and I want to publicly thank all of you for what you've done. The ladies in the front office couldn't be better. What great people to work with. Coaches are grumpy, and we have our bad days, and I know we're a pain in the ass to work with, and these people were just brilliant every day. I loved coming in. I knew I was going to, and I always want it done. And Donna knows, I still don't know how to fill forms out and all this kind of stuff, and she's just been great to pick me up on all those things. So Cindy and Kathy and Donna, thank you. Been really special to me. The media guys, Jeff, you've been here for several years, and I think you've been very fair with us, including, criticizing us when we deserved it, like that 8-game losing streak. I'm sure you probably weren't saying good things about us at that point. But you paid attention and covered us, and the other media people. Mark, thank you. I heard Greg Kerr's wife's having chemotherapy today, so that's why he's not here. I wanted to say something about him. This told me what the media was going to be like. When I was at Fullerton before I came, Greg Kerr drove all the way to Fullerton to do a 5-minute interview to come back and have it on TV. So that's like 5 hours of driving if the traffic's good, to come out and talk to the new coach in Fullerton, and that told me that there was going to be some good people in the media that we're going to be able to work with. So I want to express my appreciation to you as well. Ziggy, I see he's come in and he's got a charge with regard to the development. He's another guy that I want to acknowledge. If I'm leaving anybody out, I'm going to really be mad at myself. But I don't know if there's somebody here that maybe I didn't expect. And then, of course, I didn't do any of this. I mean, I can't pitch anymore, and Coach Robinson can't hit anymore. Well, he maybe he can hit, but the players go out and do the work. And if they take the training and they go out and do the work, then we know it's going to have a chance to be pretty good. But they have to do it, and they have to buy it. And if they don't, then it's not going to happen. And believe me, it doesn't always happen. And these guys have taken this like you just can't believe, and have done some things that just aren't possible to do as quickly as they did it. And not one guy ever came in here drafted. Not one player ever came in here as being the UCLA Division I deal that everybody's fighting for. They came in here as guys who were really, really good players and very talented, but somebody else didn't recognize it. And they came in here with a chip on their shoulder, and to this day, they're still going out and proving to people that they can do some things. And this team still isn't finished. We are playing better, and we still have a shot at doing some things. We got to get into the tournament first. We're trying to get to the 2 seed if we can, and then we'll see what happens when we go down to Arizona. And these guys are getting better every day. You can probably see it if you're out there. If you saw them play last night, there's some things happening. So I think they're going to take it from here. We'll take our run. We'll take our shot. And in the future, this is going to be a real good team next year. I'm going to put all kinds of pressure on whoever the next coach is. Jody, these guys are going to be great, man. They really are. This is going to be good. Remember in 2012 how we struggled a little bit? We finished 26-30. Those are all the same guys that won the WAC championship last year. All the same guys. And that's what's happening here with the development and the maturation process that's happening with these guys. So you're going to enjoy watching this team, and so am I. Thank you. It's been really an interesting, challenging time, and for all the people that were just fans, I should probably say Larry Baker too, because I know he's not here. I talked to him last night. He's been into this since day one. You just don't know how much we appreciate all the help you give us. Kayla Bailey, I see sitting back there, and she comes out and she does her little jobs and everything of it. But we really appreciate the attention that we get paid to us from people that just care to stay and watch. I guess I should shut up. Dr. Mitchell.
I I want to join Coach Kernen in thanking all of you for being here today. And I want to say to Coach that you've done all that we could have expected you to do, and much more than that. As you said, you started with a team, actually with an idea, because there was never a team before you came, and you developed from scratch a Division I baseball team that you challenged all the time by saying, I'm going to schedule the best teams for us to play against so that you will know how you need to develop to be your very best. And you went out and did that. And in the course of that, in the early years even, you defeated defending College World Series champions several times. And that's just exceptional. And so Coach Kernen has just done all the things we could have expected him to do. When a person reaches the point of retirement, as Coach has, there are two things in my mind that you want. One is that you want to look back on the body of your work as a professional with a sense of satisfaction, to say, I did it well, and I feel good about it. And that's certainly something that the coach can say. You would agree? And in my mind, the other thing that you want is to have in mind a post-retirement set of activities and plans that you're excited about. And I would tell you that he is very excited about going back to New York and getting back into writing and such. And it's something that I think will serve him well as he reflects on what he's done and thinks about what he's going to do next. And you're right, Coach. We are all committed, and members of the team, we're all committed to making sure that you have the kind of coach like Coach Kernen who will be interested in each of you as student athletes, to make sure that we're concerned about your development as students and athletes, and also your development as individuals who will graduate from the university and be contributors to our society. That's what we want, and that's what Coach Kernen has worked for. So, Coach, again, thank you so much. We appreciate all that you've done. Thank you.
All right, one more speaker this morning, and that's our athletics director, Jeff Konya.
I told Coach to be kind because I had the final word, so I'd like to also echo the sentiments of Dr. Mitchell and Coach Kernen to thank all of you for being here. Also want to thank publicly Coach for what he's done. And I happened to be at an event the other night with our wrestling program, and one of our graduates, Dalton Kelly, got up to speak, and I thought it was a really profound statement he made. He said, how do you really define success? Is it tangible? Is it intangible? Is it both? How do you define that? And sure, we can talk about the tangible success that Coach Kernen and the baseball program has had through the last 6+ years. To win the WAC championship, to be named Coach of the Year, to have the Player of the Year in the first year in the conference, to be a Division I independent and beat the likes of UCLA, South Carolina, Kansas State, Washington State, Ohio State, Nebraska, the list goes on. How do you do that? How do you get those tangible results? And it comes from vision. Coach Kernen, in his background, was successful. He knew what it was going to take. Even when there was just a dirt pile out there, there was a vision for what this program was going to be like. And I think 6+ years later, as Dr. Mitchell alluded to, we've outkicked our coverage with the program. The gentlemen that are around here, the baseball program, the baseball team, they're all here for this announcement. This is a tight-knit family unit. That's what we want our athletic department to be about, and I know Coach Kernen bought into that. A lot of tangible results. But there's the intangible that really, I think, measures the success of this program and what Coach Kernen is. In fact, we have a program, something we recruit through, something that we have that these gentlemen in the room came to. That's because of his structure, his beliefs, his identification of talent, belief in development of the person, belief in taking non-drafted and getting 11-plus Major League Baseball individuals drafted. Intangible leading to tangible results. I think that was your good fortune for us and kind of your forte, and we are all the beneficiary of his vision and what he's able to do here. So it's a tremendous loss for our athletic department. I tried to get him to stay for another couple of years, trying to get an extension through, but there is a time when retirement is beckoning, and there's a right time. So I want to publicly thank Coach Kernen. I want to thank the baseball players. We have a lot of unfinished business to do. But for me, it's personally a sad day, but it's also a great day in that you retire hopefully on top. So with that, thank you for coming. I'll open up for any questions.
Maybe just talk about the search. Ultimately, what's the plan? To fill the shoes.
Plan is to hire a baseball coach.
Any criteria you're looking for specific?
I think with what we've built from a coaching staff and from just a athletic staff standpoint, it's really about fit. I want somebody that's going to fit what we're trying to build. I want somebody that's going to embrace what we have, what our vision is for the athletic department. And so I don't really have a preconceived notion on what that's going to be, but somebody that definitely is going to understand what our culture is at CSUB is from an athletic standpoint. Any other questions? Okay, I'll turn it back over to Corey.
We'll have time here to get some one-on-ones as well with Coach and Jeff and some of our student athletes that are hanging out as well. I'd like to talk. If you guys want to get a one-on-one, stuff like that, we'll get that handled. And then we've circulated the press release as well with all the details on Coach's bio, overall record, all that good stuff. So thank you for coming. And we, like Jeff said, we still got some unfinished business. We still got a possible first-round bye in the tournament to play for. And last night was a great indication. And I think there's some guys standing around here that feel the same way I do. We got a little bit of unfinished business to get through and send Coach off properly. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a good day.